Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. Upper right corner, we got Spaniard starting as the green Protoss. Bottom right corner, we got WorsT starting as the blue Protoss. Did they remember? Yeah, I called him out. He's hanging out in Chatland and I called WorsT out. I shouldn't have done that. That's mean of me. They did remember top versus bottom, so I could do the color swap if I needed to, but these are lovely colors, so I'm actually going to leave them. This is on Metropolis, which I think it's an interesting map. I would not be shocked to see Dark Templar drops or Reaver drops or just anything out of a shuttle super strong, because you have this huge area back here and you've got this huge area back here, and that just it creates a lot of havoc. And you have this interesting also ramp that it's narrow, but once this is mined out after 2 trips, it's opened up. So once you grab your natural, you can open, and I kind of like that better than the standard Zerg eggs for some reason. I just do. And then the third base is same deal, although it's double ramp entrances. But you can see where this is a very holdable and exposed entrance. It's like it's another map where you have 3 bases. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me a little bit of Largo, except I think it's slower than Largo overall, just because of its construction, but I kind of like it as a map. Anyway, gateway on 10 for both players right this second. Looks like we have an initial scout. WorsT going to end up with the, is he? Yeah, okay, he's going to end up with the first scout. It looks like Spaniard going to end up with first scout, which might be a relief for both players so that they don't end up with the in the informational deficit. Although WorsT, is he going to move out? Okay, never mind. No, he's going for double gate. That was an interesting play. I think he saw the probe coming across, just opted to go double gate. Same thing, opposite side for Spaniard. So this is going to come down to a straight up micro battle between the two. And an interesting, I believe that was an adjustment play on both of their ends. So now the question is who gets the better multitasking and the better mana pylon? Oh, this actually might end up for, so WorsT keeps the probe alive, took some damage, but that was 3 probes pulled off. And I think that was an overcommit from Spaniard, and every little bit of time like that, every little bit that you can pull off is big. And oh, WorsT gets the kill opposite end, which negates the pressure of the mana pylon as well. So we'll see. I think WorsT has the better part of this in 2 directions. You can see his supply right this second of that 2 bonus off that zealot is in fact spotting it. We have another worker making its way across to try to create additional havoc, and that's additional economic trouble. WorsT, okay, finding that zealot on, oh, trying to mine out that mineral patch, loses his worker finally. Second zealot making its way. Is the zealot going to deal with the no, it's gonna hold. We do have, it looks like it's just gonna be 3 zealot dedication. Yeah, 3 zealot dedication and an assimilator. Only 1 zealot constructed. This is, I think, a mistake from, well, okay, let's see how this works out from Spaniard. Spaniard opting to grab his assimilator as well. I don't think WorsT is going to end up with the better part of this. Spaniard did get the scouting information. Right now, WorsT a little bit more in the dark. Checking, that was a great spot from WorsT to walk up and confirm the additional zealots. Spaniard getting some initial shots, and now WorsT, yeah, actually needs to back up. I don't think Spaniard can commit on this, but that was definitely, so exciting early game, but both players going to go ahead and pull back. And let's see if this turns into, I presume both players are just going to go into Robo. It is possible it's 2-gate expand on opposite ends. Cybernetic core being built to the corner. WorsT has the slight informational advantage where he can kind of deny that natural expansion with the zealots on premises a little bit better and kind of bait out maybe some distraction from Spaniard on the front. He's also kind of peeking up. I think he was hoping to see timing of additional units. That was a nice peek up actually, because that was about the timing a zealot would pop out, and he wanted to see whether it was going to be a 4 or 5 zealot follow-up, at which point he would have been able to build the zealots on delay and end up with an overall advantage. It looks like Cybernetics core up, just 2 Dragoons being built. No Dragoons being built. It's going to be straight robotics facility opposite end. WorsT actually pulling back entirely at this stage, so not going to confirm the true Dragoons while hanging out. But let's see if this turns into 2-gate observatory or 2-gate Reaver. I have a feeling it's going to be 2-gate Robo in the midst of this. And again, as I talked about in the opener, the opportunity for drop is incredible. The one problem for WorsT, though, is he does need to get, yeah, his 2 Dragoons out. Right now, I think things are just going to work out pretty well in WorsT's favor. He's down on supply, but it doesn't make a difference at the distance right here. Spaniard setting up to go ahead and grab his natural expansion. He's going to grab a forge. Interesting. Going to drop the forge in the midst of this. And this is where a reaver and a shuttle could really, really punish this. If you're just trying to build cannons to help defend. Right now, the 2 Dragoons out just in the nick of time. Spaniard able to confirm it, but actually going to walk in and take a shot. Maybe didn't have it on that initial pocket of vision, but at least able to confirm that the Dragoons were dedicated at this stage. And we are seeing both the support bay and the observatory out here from WorsT. I like that opener a little bit better. We are seeing 2 cannons built, but keep in mind this back area, you have this little pocket and that little pocket to do all sorts of reaver damage, and you have this huge area back here to drop to come in from for reaver drops. So I kind of like the aggressive posture a little bit better than the defensive posture, and I particularly do not like the cannons considering how droppable this map is as a defensive spot. And I think WorsT already on top of it. I like that, building that pylon, although that's maybe a free pylon damage wise if 2 reavers just dropped in there, but I don't think any player is going to go for that ultimately. So I like that pylon from the spotting location. Spaniard trying to get out with that Dragoon, taking a bit of damage, and WorsT going to go ahead and drop his natural expansion as that reaver is being built. What I love about this here is this, so this natural expansion is going to be up slightly faster for Spaniard, but I feel like the natural expansion from WorsT is much more defendable with the reaver in the midst of it, and has, again, more aggressive capability as far as the follow-up. And we'll see if WorsT does, in fact, opt to dedicate. Right now, because of so many DT earlier in the match, is holding that, wisely holding the observer at close position. And I'm almost wondering, are we going to see DT? Because usually when you see cannon, that's kind of the thing you're expecting. 2 additional gates being dropped out here from Spaniard, by the way, as that natural expansion coming up. So it looks like he wants to transition to 4 gate. If WorsT keeps up with that reaver production, should be okay, but he does need to stay afloat. He's got a really nice, healthy worker count right this second. Checking out that 3rd. Spaniard making his way out mid-map. He does have a slightly larger army, but a large portion of that is, I believe, the zealot count. Yeah, it's 5 zealots versus 4. It's just a single zealot, and honestly the reaver is just more than enough, and that 2nd reaver, which will be out and not too terribly long from now, will be plenty. And this is a big gap to walk into, although WorsT needs to pull that out. So the reaver just, I think, yeah, this ends. Didn't even lose the pylon. Well, okay, is he gonna lose the pylon? Spaniard takes a, oh, I don't think he, yeah, once you take a reaver shot, you shouldn't be hanging around, but he's still hanging around. Spaniard's playing with fire right here, honestly. Did manage to get something, at least. Got the pylon, which supply blocks WorsT momentarily. Was able to confirm that there's reavers out in the front, but that was very, very dangerous on Spaniard's part. 2 additional cannons dropping, I think, recognize, and yeah, here's where he needs to dedicate all sorts of, look how much he, so this is 150, 300, I can't do math all of a sudden, 450, that he's having to dedicate in cannons as far as a follow-up, just because he didn't get the reaver shuttle in the midst of this. In the meantime, WorsT can just get vision and pump, and he's also getting the range advantage on top of this. So that, didn't like the cannon opener on this map in particular. I think in other maps it might have been decent to go for. We have additional gateways being built. WorsT being very, very careful here. Hasn't got his observer out to go ahead and check the territory. Spaniard double checking that 3 o'clock, which I think is somewhat wise in the midst of this. But right now, everything, like tech-wise, positional-wise, the fact that a whole bunch of resources have to get dumped into cannons, which delay units being produced out of the 4 gate, it's working out. Let's see, is Spaniard going to go for that? I'm wondering if he's going to try to go for an expansion in the midst of this, recognizing he might need to, and just play Gateway Man, something along those lines, recognizing that he's going to be behind on the overall reaver count altogether. The reavers are making the way out. The other problem with these cannons, so this cannon's okay, but these cannons can easily be taken out by a reaver. They would be spotted on approach. Let's see if WorsT, yeah, he's taking some shots. Oh, he's gonna drop and go for this cannon at close location, wipes it out. And as units trying to peel through, they're just gonna get taken out. So even that single cannon, not that great. And we got the gateway flood behind this. We're gonna go up to 5-6 gateways, which is gonna be very sustainable on the healthy worker count. Reaver's gonna go ahead and pull back. Spaniard checking absolutely everything else out. 2 cannons getting dropped, so more resources into static defense. WorsT gonna go back under. Is he gonna see the cannons before they morph in? This is the shuttle. Yeah, it's low on shields. And he, oh, that was close. You saw the cannon, the Dragoon fire warming up, but not striking. So one thing I will say is this helps a little bit against shuttle speed, but I could see a wraparound from WorsT. Yeah, he's moving the shuttle out now. Coming in from this northern territory and just going all the way into the main could be absolutely devastating. Templar Archives being built for Spaniard as far as the tech follow-up. But again, just because of the droppability, where usually it'd be like, oh yeah, Templar in the mid game, good pickup if you can get to that side storm and avoid the damage. I just think because of just how droppable this map is, the Reavers and the speed shuttle are just a bit better. We do have the Scarab damage upgrade also being constructed. WorsT being very, very careful with this observer, starting to march out onto the map altogether. The other thing is this is just 2 cannons here on the edge, and if he picks fights now before those High Templar are out in the field, he absolutely is going to be able to barrel through a lot, especially Spaniard's going to have to group up. That splash damage on these Reavers is going to be immense. If he micros it well, that'll be the trick. If he micros it well. Right now, Observer seeing Observer, making his way out. The Reavers, are they going to get in that fight a little bit delayed? Shots going off. One Reaver stranded towards the front. It gets picked off. But, and I'm not sure if yeah, Spaniard trying to back up. A lot of the Zealots have been wiped out. The Observer's been picked off as well. Shuttle's still there. Full control group of Dragoons, not a full control group opposite side. We have Zealots on the low ground as well. And Spaniard backed up a little bit. He does have a probe hanging out at the 12 o'clock. He's not going to get anything out of that. In the meantime, we're checking out just to make sure that there wasn't an injury expansion in the top left. Is he going to send that shuttle home to go pick up another Reaver? Looks like he is going to do so. That shuttle's taking quite the beating. It looks like we have another one queued up. And we got that bonus damage just about finished. 3 Reavers being left to actually miss the additional shuttle making its way up. Spaniard's army, as that Scarab damage upgrades complete, just melting, absolutely getting obliterated. The WorsT just can walk into this natural expansion. Spaniard at full production is not going to be able to halt this. Even if he picks off this Reaver, this is going to be plenty of Dragoons. And he just can't walk out into this. Yeah, trying to damage, and he's just taking free damage as a result. So WorsT, the offensive GG from WorsT because of the lack of GG last round potentially. Woo, spicy at the end there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. WorsT getting revenge, perhaps frustrated with game 1, which is understandable, but he will advance 1-0 into the next stage. Good game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for